Welcome back to Education Matters. North Carolina Lab Schools were created by the North Carolina General Assembly in 2016, and the first two started up this school year. Here to talk about what they are and what they hope to accomplish are Sean Bulson. Sean is the Interim Vice President for University and P-12 Partnerships with the UNC system, overseeing the lab school effort. Knew Sean from his days as a Wilson County School Superintendent, so you've been in the school systems here in North Carolina for a while. Next to him is Dr. Grant Hayes. Dr. Hayes is the Dean of the University College. I'm going to explain the lab schools because the College of Education really are the driving forces behind each of these schools. So, Sean, I want to start with you first. Again, as I mentioned, NCSSM has been around since 1980. This is brand new, and I'm suspecting that most of our viewers probably have never heard of a lab school. So what is a lab school, and sort of what is North Carolina's version of lab schools?
Well, lab schools have been around for years, but our version is different. Our laboratory schools are public schools of choice, operated by our universities. Under the current legislation, we're required to operate 9 laboratory schools in partnership with local school districts. And we have a 3-year window to open those, and so we had 2 of them open in the first year at East Carolina and at Western Carolina. And so these schools really have a 3-part mission. The idea is first to serve students from low-performing settings, to enhance teacher preparation, and also to enhance principal preparation. So from my days as a superintendent and public school educator, we're really addressing 3 of the big challenges in public schooling in North Carolina, which is, how do we support those students in low-performing settings? Of course, the teacher shortage and teacher quality and quantity, and then of course leadership support as well. So this is an important effort.
So there's 2 in existence now. It's going to be what, up to 9? Is that correct?
The charge is 9.
Okay.
We have 3 on track to open this coming year.
All right, and I want to get to Dr. Hayes because since he's already right in the middle of it. But just for you, so what a school like East Carolina, so they're actually partnering with the local public school district. Are they then, is the plan that you would, is it a brand new school that gets created, or do you take an existing school that is low performing and essentially, I hate to use them, take over operations, or is it going to be any mix of those things?
These are all very much in partnership with the school districts. And so the models can be different. We're going to have 9, I think, very different schools, but that has a lot to do with what emerges from the partnership between the university and the school district. So in the case of ECU, they're operating a school on the site of an existing school, so they're sharing a site. Okay. And that's also the case with Western Carolina. But when we move into Appalachian, Greensboro, and Wilmington this year, they'll actually all be operating full schools. Okay. That again, they identified those schools in partnership with the school district. The school districts have opted into this, but it's going to be a slightly different model for them.
All right. Well, Dr. Hayes, you're in the middle of it. I'm not sure when you became dean of the College of Education, you thought you were going to be running what I guess it's a K. Is it K-8?
Actually, it's a pre-K 5.
Pre-K to 5. Okay.
Yes.
We've got a little video that y'all produced at the opening of the school, and we're going to roll that so our viewers can sort of see what it looks like inside and see some of the great people, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So let's roll that video.
All right, are you ready? You sure?
My name is Tasha Rodriguez. I'm the principal of the ECU Lab School, and I want to welcome you all to our first open house. We have 75 students. We have 1 second, 1 third, and 1 fourth grade class this year. It's a place where there will be innovative learning, trying to do things in a different way to meet the needs of our individual students. We have a lot of innovative furniture. The technology in our classrooms are state of the art. We also have a Discovery Innovation Lab. That's where we will have hands-on scientific experiments focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. We really want them to understand that learning is something that's fun. It doesn't have to be bad and, oh, I have to learn this, but it's something that they can be proud of.
Well, Dr. Hayes, it certainly looks like what I think of as sort of the beginning of any school year. You got an excited, motivated school leader. You got parents and kids that are wanting to check out and see where everything is. So tell me about your lab school. I mean, what's it called, and sort of what's its mission?
We are called the ECU Lab School. The mission is to really work with the whole child. And so we have a spectrum of support services in addition to academics that we are going to work with the students. That could be environmental needs, that could be social and wellness and health. So we're looking at really working with the total child and everything that that child needs in order to be successful.
Yeah, I loved when I read about that. You know, the forum we've been doing some work around childhood trauma and adverse childhood experiences, and I noticed in your school, you're talking about those kinds of sort of support, and also because it's a lab school, which means experimental, you get some flexibility to try some new things. The school runs until 5 o'clock. Which we know is something that is a critical right for potentially well, not just for low-income families, but a lot of families would like to have that. So what else is different?
Well, I think the university involvement and engagement with other colleagues across campus, not only the College of Education, but the College of Nursing, the medical school, the dental schools, social work, psychology. So we have over 325 faculty members having some type of involvement with the school and what's going on within the school. Yes.
Sean, is that part of the purpose of the schools? Is actually to, you mentioned teacher pipeline, and these are the schools of education. Is this some real hands-on experience in the classroom before they even graduate?
Yeah, unquestionably, I think one of the most important outcomes of this is for our university folks to have an opportunity to experience the realities of schools a little more directly than they may have in other settings. And so, universities are about learning, or about research and understanding. And so our goal is to provide folks opportunities to get in there and learn more about the those persistent problems of practice that public schools face every day. And,
right.
and we think that, with the level of focus our researchers have an opportunity to have in these schools, is we can start sorting out some of those challenges.
Are your students embracing it?
They are. We have students who are doing the early field experiences in the school. We have student teachers who are placed in the school. We have faculty members who are daily on site, supervising student teachers, working with the in-service teachers. So they have fully embraced what's going on within the school.
Now, this isn't necessarily, Sean, a scalable model. Like, we're not going to open lab schools in, well, I mean, a lot of universities. but I think one of the questions, like with charter schools, I mean, there's some similarities here. And one of the promises of charters was that we would learn things and share them with other schools. Is that something that you're going to sort of focus on to say what's working, what are we learning that you can then translate to other public schools in the district and across the state?
I think that's the greatest advantage of this model. Because, again, as I said, universities, one of our core missions is research. And what we have an opportunity to do here is share what we're learning. But we also have the opportunity, because we're experiencing it, because we're running these schools, that we're learning. I mean, everyone on these faculty, they're learning new things every day, but we have that platform to be able to share it. So produce the research, share the research, contribute to training. That's where the real successes come. That's what scaling this model looks like. It's through the lessons learned, not from replicating things that look just like lab schools. I mean, we'll be able to share what we're learning also as demonstration sites, because with our district partners, hopefully down the road, we'll be bringing people in to see what's happening in the schools and inform training as well.
Now, with something brand new like this, I'm guessing that lessons learned, I guess there have been some challenges too, right? I mean, because you're not just sort of going into just to start teaching. You're kind of running things. So tell me sort of with the last word for you, sort of the challenges and opportunities.
Well, I think one challenge is not only did we open a school, but we opened a school district. And so no matter if you have one school or 21 schools, the same types of processes and reporting to the federal government and even state government, is the same. So it's a lot more than about teaching and academics, with nutrition and facilities and transportation, with students with special needs. There's a lot of reporting that has to be done.
Well, I think this is exciting. The innovation is exciting, and it'll be fun to see what you learn. We'll have you back as we get more on and see what's going on. So thanks for both for being here. I appreciate it. After the break, this week's final word.